Also, guys, keep in mind, after every parabolic advance in all the previous halving cycles, Bitcoin does see a lot of sideways action, right? Bitcoin sees a lot of sideways action after every parabolic advance in the previous halving cycles. Let's just take a look at the next one. Bitcoin sees, extended sideways action here after that first parabolic advance, and even the second one here, extended sideways action. So on both of these guys, extended sideways action after both parabolic advances, and Bitcoin right now is looking to get that extended sideways action, right, before the breakout. So again, nothing new here. Everything seems to be on track for Bitcoin right now, and I'm really not too worried about this recent price action. As long as we remain above the upward sloping support line, everything should be good to go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Svenson, and today we're going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin. Now, in the past few videos, we discussed that Bitcoin was likely to get a pullback to the $8,500 level, and Bitcoin is actually falling below that level right now, so things are looking a little bit more bearish at the moment. Although we are still holding above the overall uptrend right now, so I'm not too worried just yet. Now, I told my viewers the other day that I wouldn't be making an update until we saw a breakout of the falling wedge pattern, and we saw a little bit of a dip below the falling wedge pattern today. We didn't actually get a breakout, but it's been a few days since I made an update, so I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about what we've seen in the market recently. Guys, if you haven't signed up for the CryptoWatch platform, definitely do so right now. Click that link below. Once you sign up for the platform, you're going to hit the home page that looks like this. In order to look at the chart that you want to look at, just click on whatever asset you want to see. Click on Ethereum right here. Scroll down. It'll give you the list of exchanges you can look at. So if I just click on the Coinbase chart here, it'll just bring me right to the Ethereum chart for Coinbase. And that's all you have to do in order to view a chart on the CryptoWatch platform. And once you're there, you can just click on the Analysis tab, and then you have all of your top indicators here that you can choose from. And you can also, of course, change your layout here and do all the things that you want to do with your chart. But let's just hop right into the Bitcoin chart here. Now, there are a few ways to interpret what's taking place here with Bitcoin. Overall, Bitcoin is still remaining above the upward sloping trend here. So things are still bullish for Bitcoin. You guys need to remember that there's always more than one way to interpret what's going on. In one of my past videos on November 6th, when I was talking about Bitcoin pulling back to 8,500, we were interpreting the market like this. Bitcoin would, we were talking about how Bitcoin would likely trade into this apex here before getting that breakout. And that is the route that Bitcoin did take recently. But there's also the interpretation that you can use that Bitcoin is using the downward sloping resistance as a new support line. And this is what's forming our falling wedge pattern here in the short term. So both of these interpretations are correct, right? You can use either of these interpretations. It doesn't really matter. But the main resistance that Bitcoin is fighting right now is the previous support of the descending triangle. And one thing we've discussed is that Bitcoin is likely to trade sideways going into the end of the year before getting a breakout. And I do think that once Bitcoin does break above this resistance point right here, I think once we get above that area, this is when we're going to see really quick moves to the upside, and that's when we're going to be able to initiate the next parabolic advance. So, I'm not really surprised by Bitcoin trading down to this level. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin actually get a touch off the upward sloping support before actually getting that breakout that we need. And, just trading into this apex here, guys. We've been talking about this apex in some of our previous videos. Also, one key moving average cross that we've discussed here on this channel a few times now is the 21-day EMA and the 100-day EMA crossing, right? So we had that bullish cross here back in April, the first day of April. And this cross, when the 21 EMA crossed above the 100 EMA here on the daily chart, that was a direct correlation with our pump. This moving average cross was actually more accurate than the 50 and 200-day golden cross signal. This moving average cross was a better indicator than any other moving average cross for the breakout. And also, this moving average cross did take place to the opposite end when the 21 EMA crossed below the 100 EMA here, right before or right after our breakdown of this descending triangle pattern. So we had a bullish cross. We had the 21 EMA cross above the 100 EMA back in April. That was the bullish cross. That was our bullish indicator for more moves to the upside. And then we had our bearish cross here, and this was our bearish indicator for a breakdown, right? And right now, these two moving averages are sort of just hovering above one another. We have the 100 EMA above the 21 EMA. This has proven to be a really accurate indicator recently. So if we do get them to cross once again, that could be a pretty good short-term indicator that Bitcoin is looking to break back above this downward sloping resistance. Now, of course, guys, we got to talk about some bearish stuff right now. If Bitcoin does break to the downside and retest this upward sloping support line and isn't able to maintain the upward sloping support, this would actually be one of the worst performing halving periods of all time. If we just take a look at Bitcoin from the large scale here, every time we go into a halving period, Bitcoin does remain above an upward sloping trend, right? Bitcoin remains an upward sloping trend, and Bitcoin is looking to remain above this upward sloping trend. Now, on all of these previous halving periods, we have one parabolic advance, two parabolic advances, and then we break the all-time high. We have one parabolic advance, two parabolic advances, and then we break the all-time high. And Bitcoin right now is sitting on one parabolic advance. And right now we are looking for that next parabolic advance before breaking the all-time high. And Bitcoin right now is, if we just take a look here in the shorter term, Bitcoin is, getting pretty close to the upward sloping support line. But again, this is nothing new, guys. This is actually pretty similar. Bitcoin always retests that upward sloping support line. If I just remove all these lines here, the Bitcoin retests the upward, gets a direct touch off of the upward sloping support line. Almost every single halving period, Bitcoin tests the upward sloping support and gets direct touches off of the upward sloping support line. So if Bitcoin is, testing down to the upward sloping support right now, that's not really anything new. Bitcoin should be looking for a push off of this level to get the next parabolic advance. And right now, that is what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for Bitcoin to ultimately get a bounce off this level, retest the upward sloping resistance and get a break above that and start testing that previous support of the descending triangle and looking to break this as new resistance. And then we're looking for a breakout by the end of the year, guys. We're looking for Bitcoin to get a nice snap to the upside above resistance by the end of the year. And when that does take place, very likely we're going to get this moving average cross with the 21 EMA crosses above the 100 EMA, as we've seen here multiple times, as a very accurate indicator for Bitcoin. So guys, as long as we're holding above the upward sloping support line, there's not all too much to worry about. But once we break below this level, this is going to be an extremely bearish indicator, as this will be the worst performing halving period of all time if Bitcoin does get a breakdown of the upward sloping support. But as of right now, that hasn't happened. And as of right now, everything still looks exactly the same as it has before. So we're going to have to see how this all plays out. Right now, everything seems pretty normal to me. Even though Bitcoin is getting continued moves to the downside, we are still above the upward sloping support. So guys, if you enjoyed this analysis, definitely hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to click that link below to sign up with the CryptoWatch platform and create a free account. And I will see you guys in the next video.